Mirren, both Stephen and Billy. One other, is it a minor talking point? Is it a talking point at all? Aaron's in there at the right back rather than the club captain, James Tavernier?
Well, it's a debate to be had, there's no doubt, Richard. I think Max Aarons has struggled in certain games, certainly at Ibrox, when it comes to take a bit of responsibility. I think he gets, well, James Tavernier gets judged on his lack of defensive qualities at times, but Aarons, I wouldn't say is your best out-and-out defender either, so
he doesn't offer half.
He needs to produce going. Yeah,
he doesn't offer half of what Tavernier offers going forward for me. So it's a strange one.
I'm not writing him off just yet, but he has to do better from what I've seen so far, and he has to improve certainly defensively and take responsibility when he gets into forward area. Just go and whip the cross in, go and get at somebody and put a cross in. But right now, with just the way he's feeling and what I've seen, it looks safe from Max Aarons.
St Mirren then, Billy, unchanged, as you mentioned. It was a really strong performance and a victory, albeit in penalties, against Startup Midlothian last time out. They're looking to get the league campaign up and running. The loss, narrow loss away to Celtic, goalless draw at home to Motherwell last time out. They'll be keen to extend what is a very impressive home record, actually, in the Premiership.
Yeah, get their first win on the board in the league. That's what they'll be looking at. We all know what they're about. Stephen's seen them a lot more than I have, but I mean, I know a few of their players and they are rock solid, and it's no surprise to me that they put Hearts out of the League Cup last week just by that, having that dogged battling quality, and that's what they've got, and that Rangers are going to have to handle that today, Richard. It's that mentality side that can we get mucked in, can we win duels, can we win tackles, because St Mirren are going to bring that and some, and I mean right along their team, and they can, by the way, that's doing them injustice because they can play as well once they get in the right areas, and you get the likes of Declan John forward and Jayden Richardson to go and quick balls in the box for the big two, and they certainly get midfield runners. But looking at our team just even on paper, Fraser, I worked with him, an absolute pleasure, one of the best pros you'll ever get to work with. Gogic, Stevens played with him, knows all about him. Freckleton.
You just made that up. I never played with Gogic.
Did you not? Sorry, no. Well, I take it
I'm
back.
47 in 2 months.
Yeah, sorry,
so,
take it back. I thought you'd played at some point.
Right, retract that.
Right, apologies. But you know, everybody knows what Alex Gogic is all about, Rich. And then, I mean, you get into the midfield back of Sahara Phillips. Rangers are going to have to be at it in there. And the back line where Rangers have been suffering, they are going to be tested by Mandaron and Ayunga as well. So every Rangers player, the Rangers manager should know what's coming from St Mirren. We all know what to expect. They all talk about them being well drilled. Yes, they are well drilled, but they can play as well, and they battle and they ask you and test you constantly, and that's what Rangers are going to face today, so they're going to have to stand up to it.
And it says much about the wonderful work that Stephen Robinson has done, Tomo, as St Mirren manager, that if they come out on top this afternoon, no one who follows Scottish football is going to be surprised, are they?
I don't think so, no. And I think the one thing I think that's changed a wee bit, and maybe different at Ibrox, but here certainly St Mirren got a draw and a win here last year against Rangers. And in my time playing for whether it be Dundee United or St Mirren, you always were thinking, oh, it's Rangers and the quality, and you were worried and you had doubts. This St Mirren team will believe that they can go and win this game today, and that mentality shift is a great thing for St Mirren, but I think it also shows where Rangers are as well. That teams like St Mirren think they can beat them, and St Mirren would fancy themselves here at home against any team. So I think that mentality thing, and Stephen Robinson's instilled that, and over the course of the last 3 years, obviously the top 6 finishes 3 years in a row, but it's the consistency that he's got, and it's the model that he's got. And St Mirren very rarely do they drop below the standards that he wants from them in terms of the work rate. Such a hard working team. The amount of times they win the ball back in the opposition half is incredible, and that's one thing that's going to be interesting today, because Russell Martin wants his players to take the ball and almost invite pressure and then try and pop round the press, and it's a difficult thing to get right, and so far on the evidence of watching Rangers, at times they've not got it right. And for me, St Mirren are the best team in the league at winning that kind of high press or winning the ball in the opposition half. So that is going to be so interesting to watch today, whether Russell Martin won't change anything, whether he goes and tries to invite that press. And for me, it's a recipe for disaster with the way that St Mirren press the ball and win the ball high up. So it's very interesting to see how that kind of develops. St Mirren will make it difficult, as I said. They will work extremely hard, and Rangers have to be up for the battle. If Rangers aren't up for the battle, it's going to be a long afternoon for them. Clearly, if Rangers manage to find space, and if they manage to pop past St Mirren's press, then they have good quality. Obviously, we've seen Gassam, we've seen Ant-Man, Lyle Cameron. They've got players in the team that can hurt you. So it's going to be really interesting. I mean, it's a difficult one to call. Normally, if Rangers are playing St Mirren, you would go, right, Rangers are clear favourites, but I really don't feel that's the case today.
We will hear from Stephen Robinson shortly. Let's get the thoughts, first of all, of the Rangers gaffer, Russell Martin.
Russell, with only 2 Premiership points on the board so far, is this a must-win game today?
I keep getting asked the same. Listen, we want to win all games, but in the grand scheme of things, like a must-win this early in the season, I don't really buy into. A must-win for us in the course of a season this early on, probably not. A must-win for me, no, we want to try and win every game. So, no, I think we spoke about this before, every game with different people and the intensity of all up here, but it's a game. We have to approach it in the same way. The work's been good with the players. I've really enjoyed it, and now we have to do our best to win it.
But you'd want to be as close as possible to Celtic for the Old Firm game next weekend, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But it's not like if you can define the must-win and what that means, then I can give a really clear answer. But no, we want to win. It will set us up nicely. We have a big week, 3 big games, and it starts with today, and this is the most important one right now.
How do you change the team for today?
We've made a couple of changes, but they have to play with the same mentality and aggression and level of intensity as they did in the second half on Tuesday.
Is there a forward planning aspect to team selection with 2 more big games to come very quickly?
No, I think we picked the best team that we thought would win us the game today. So obviously Nasser's suspended, has to come out, so Manny gets his chance. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do and see him take that. But no, it's about winning the game today.
There's been a lot of talk about communication and concentration on the back of the way the goals were lost on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I just think about our response to difficult moments, really, about the response to when there's a bit of stress in the game, because there's always going to be a bit of stress in any game of football, but how we respond to it is going to be really important moving forward. So I'm hoping to see a good reaction to that today.
We talked a lot about fight and physicality and aggression to earn the right to play the sort of football you want to play here.
Yeah, but we have to do that everywhere. So the one thing I really enjoyed about Tuesday night, the second half, was the level of fight, aggression, intensity, and we have to bring that all the time. It's not optional. So the players know how important that's going to be today, especially against a team who are so good at that, very good at what they do. So we have to bring that first and foremost, and then that will give us a chance to play the game we want to play.
And obviously they've got recent knowledge of getting good results against Rangers.
Yeah, exactly. So it all comes into it. They've done a great job here, Stephen and his team, over a period of time. So they have a lot of time together, a lot of togetherness, and as I said to the guys, we have to really earn a bit of fear and a bit of respect on the pitch, and by playing with so much energy early on in the game and showing our teeth early. It has to be that way, and showing them that we're here to fight and win, and it's that simple, and I really expect to see that from the guys today.
Thanks, Russell.
Cheers, top man.
Russell Martin there, looking for more of what he saw in the second half, certainly against Club Brugge in midweek. He said it's not a must-win, Billy. He kind of couched it, I suppose. Just look, every game is a must-win, if you like, for Rangers, because you're expected to win every game. But he doesn't see it as a must-win in the sense that Rob obviously asked the question, and that many others are saying that it could have a serious effect potentially on his position as Rangers manager.
Well, no doubt it'll bring more pressure. I think that's what's required here, just to win the game. If you have a poor performance, as long as you win it, it will ease some pressure. If things go wrong, yeah, you're right to say it, Rich. You're expected to win every game, and if you don't, you'll be told so. And that's just the way it is. As a Rangers manager, a Rangers coaching staff, you've just got to get on with it and understand that. he's trying to kind of ease the pressure from his players, saying he wants a reaction. He was happy with the second half performance. Yes, it was a lot better. They're going to have to bring that consistency into this fixture, though. The fragility's got to start disappearing. He talked about fragility during the week, but when you make 10 signings and 3 out the back 4 against Bruges was your own signings, the Rangers fans want to see that fragility kind of disappear, and they've not seen that yet. So as you're getting your own evolution, and that's obviously Russell Martin's words, you've got to be showing progress, and the progress has got to be that the mistakes have got to stop and be cut out, and if you don't, then you're going to be judged. That's just the way it is, and I think he knows that, to be fair to him.
Yeah, the fragility has, I mean, it's been evident in most of the games so far this season, Stephen, hasn't it?